You have no idea how many times I've shot this video already. So, it's summer break, or I hope it still is by the time this video come out. Anyway, that means that you can play games all day from dawn till dusk or from dusk till dawn, depending on how terrible your sleep schedule is. But as the ambient temperature goes up, so does your computer's temperature is, or laptop in this instance. And as it goes higher, the performance you get from it gets lower. Now there are a number of ways to make your laptop run cooler, but one of the things that often gets overlooked is dust buildup inside the laptop. Now, dust buildup inside your system could make it run harder and slower to the point of overheating. So in this video, I'm going to show you why you should clean the dust inside your laptop and how you could do it yourself. Let's go. But first, why? Why should I even clean my laptop? I mean, my PlayStation runs just fine in its dusty old cabinet. Well, hang on a minute. I mean, your PlayStation's gonna choke itself to death, for the love of God, please clean it. But to answer your question, let me explain. Inside your laptop, there may be several heat-generating components such as your CPU, GPU, memory for GPU, and power delivery components that needs to be cooled. Basically, when these components do their job, they generate heat, and we need to cool these components so they can keep doing their job instead of going up in smoke. Though modern components should just power themselves off instead, but I digress. Now there are two ways about cooling these heat-generating components, active cooling and passive cooling. Now passive cooling is when you put a thermally conductive material such as aluminum or copper on top of the heat-generating components to move the heat away from the components before dissipating it into the atmosphere, cooling the component down. Though leaving the component on its own would also count as passive cooling, where the surface of the component itself is tasked with dissipating the heat instead. Now this type of cooling system eliminates the need for you to clean the cooling system because it's usually sealed but usually reserved for low-power devices. Think of your phone or the new M1 MacBook Air. Now active cooling works on the same principle as passive cooling, where the heat is pulled away from the component before dissipated into the atmosphere. The difference, however, lies in how it dissipates heat into the environment. It uses a fan or multiple fans to actively push air through the heat exchanger, promoting the process of heat transfer, hence the name active cooling. However, it also introduces dust into the system. Now remember that there's always dust particles in the air, and those dust particles could get sucked into the laptop, clogging up the airflow and disrupting the heat exchange process. The result is higher temperature and lower system performance, or even overheating issues and damage to the component itself. So what I'm trying to say is, clean your laptop and maybe your dusty old Xbox or PlayStation. Okay, geez, but how do I even get to the dust inside my laptop, you may ask? Well, before I show you, be sure to like the video and hit the subscribe. I'm just kidding. But seriously, before you bust open your laptop, check if it's still covered under the manufacturer's warranty, since most likely there's a sticker on your laptop that says along the lines of "warranty void if removed." Now, if your laptop is still under warranty, I suggest you to take your laptop to the manufacturer to get it cleaned so you can keep the warranty. Now that goes against right to repair and counts as monopoly practice, but I won't get into it here. It deserves its own video about the topic. However, if your laptop is no longer under warranty, or you live in the United States, or if you just don't care, then feel free to disregard what I just said, because I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, except for cleaning your stuff. Okay, now let's get into the meat of the matter. But first, you need to do your due diligence and look for this assembly guide for your particular model of laptop, since not every laptop is made equal. Wait, then what's the point of mass-produced goods? Well, what I meant to say is, laptop comes in various shapes and forms, and I couldn't possibly show you to disassemble every single one of them. So I recommend checking out iFixit's repair guides. You can find the link to their site in the description below. But if you can't find this assembly guide for your laptop there, you can just Google your laptop model plus disassembly guide. Most likely there's a disassembly guide for your laptop somewhere on the internet. Now after you've done your research, you're going to need a screwdriver kit, something to organize the screws. I'm just gonna use the box of the screwdriver kit, and then some paint brushes. Now the laptop I'm going to use as demo here is my MSI GL62M7RDX. It's a mouthful, I know. It's a gaming laptop, which explains the naming scheme, but also if you have a gaming laptop, it may be a pretty similar process, though this one is not exactly brand spanking new. Okay, let's start disassembling the laptop. First thing to do is to remove the screws on the bottom of the laptop. Now you may have noticed that there's a lot of screws to get to here, but that's not exactly the weirdest thing for a gaming laptop. Just keep track of the screws so you don't screw yourself over later. After all the screws are out, use a flat object like a credit card or a guitar pick or just your nails to pry open the bottom cover. Do it gently not to break the plastic clips that hold the panel to the rest of the laptop. After the cover is off, set it aside and grab the paintbrush and start brushing off the dust that's stuck to the fan plates. These days, manufacturers like to post about the number of fan plates inside their laptop, so this is gonna take a while and be patient about it. Now after you clean the fan plates, gently insert the bristles of the brush into the fan housing to dislodge any dust that might get trapped inside. Now a pro tip is to use a vacuum cleaner to suck up the dust that you managed to kick out of your laptop so it don't linger in your room and possibly get sucked back into the laptop. After you're done, clean the bottom cover before putting it back on the laptop. Also, when you put the screws back into where they came from, don't ever tighten it because you might damage the screw hole. And we are done. Now, for those of you who are too scared to do this yourself, you can just bring your laptop to your local repair shop so you can just, support your local businesses while also taking care of your hardware. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is my first time making this kind of video. It took a lot longer than I had anticipated, but I also had a lot of fun making it. So please let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Anyways, I hope that this video could be helpful for you. That's it from me. Bye bye for now.